Watch Reactor spin fire. The NFT analyzer. Diving deep into projects. He's the crypto energizer. From your Memecoins to tokens. He's got all the intel. Web3 wizardry to show you where to excel. He's got the insights like a digital magician, unveiling secrets of the blockchain with precision. Wild stories from the web, he's always in the know. Crypto community, vibing where the treasures blow.
Yo, good morning, guys. Mega GMs. Boy, what about that weekend? Dude, literally never, ever a dull moment here. And just when you think you know what's going on and you kind of know what's coming next, even if you know that there's nothing really happening, dude, just something comes out of left field and just can change our course entirely. Boy, I hope you guys caught Libra this weekend. I hope you didn't catch the coin itself. I hope nobody got wrecked on that coin. I really do. Yeah, disaster. But another new major token launch drops this past weekend, called Libra, involving the president of Argentina, Javier Milei. And disaster. A disaster. You could call this probably a black swan event. You could call this a great reset. You could call this a lot of things. You could call it crime. I think you could call it crime. It's something I think we need to talk about today. But no matter what, it's going to change the game here. And I actually think going to change the game for the better, at least in the long run. I think actually maybe sooner than people think. But going to have a major impact here. So we need to get into this. Good morning, player over on Abstract and Cats over on Abstract. And GMs to anybody watching on X and also on YouTube. I'm dropping a link to the Abstract stream here. Eagle Eye, good morning. Gravity GMs. Jordan, good morning. Volatility GMs. Enfog, good morning. Gravity, sometimes it pays to be out of the loop. You know, if you weren't plugged in and you did not go chase Libra, you actually are a big winner this weekend. Big time. I don't know if anybody won on that token. I don't think anybody. Insiders probably didn't win. People launching the token did not win. They're in big time trouble. If you traded in the market, you didn't win. Yeah, there's no winners. The only person who might have won on this token is if you bought the dump and you played some of the follow-up announcements. There's the winners right there. In fact, some of them getting 2-3x. Let's get into it, though, guys. Smash the like on the show. Wherever you're watching, make sure you subscribe to SlamX Official here on YouTube. If you missed the live shows, which, by the way, 7 days a week, live streams on all those platforms. But if you do miss the live stream, SlamX Official is where you can go back and catch the show. Whirly Girl, good morning. Man. Hey, announcements coming this week from Slam AI. Make sure you're following SlamAI_XYZ. Still, you can farm the bull in Telegram. I'll drop a link to that shortly. But the Swarm, our flagship agent, trained on CryptoSlam data, very much like the bull, but better, enhanced, smarter, more useful. Big info coming very soon. Very, very soon. I just cannot wait to share with you guys. Some really cool partnerships to announce and a really interesting rollout coming up here. So excited to share that with you guys. Follow the Swarm_AI. And then a final heads up here. Well, I actually follow CryptoSlam.io also on X. I'll be live this afternoon at 2 p.m. Eastern Time with the new Swarm Report show covering the AI market, top stories happening out there, developments, very interesting stuff. John Doe, I don't know. I glanced at crypto prices. It's funny, with all the drama out there, I barely even looked at crypto. And when I did peek, it's the sky's falling, but I look at Bitcoin still hanging at 96, 97K. Looking pretty damn good out there if you get yourselves out of the echo chamber here. Jordan, Ordinals are dumping. Yeah, I mean, everything's struggling right now. I feel really optimistic about NFTs and art, and there's actually really good stuff coming very quickly here. John, I'm going to check out Grok. A Grok 3. Okay, I didn't realize that was happening. Okay, I'll definitely check that out. Bang, good morning. Thank you very much for that, dude. Mogger get mog, dude. Yes. Hey, those are the kind of coins that'll actually last. I mean, that one's pretty cabally too, but good morning to you. Gus GMs, Cosmos GMs. So what I'm going to do today, I'm going to get right to market, and I'm going to do it really quick because Libra's the conversation. So is OpenSea and Cato, and I want to make sure I can get some time for those. But Libra, we need to chat. God, today's the kind of day I should have fired up a Spaces. Oh, cats, hang on. Michael Buffer, am I reading that right? Launched a token and rugged. I don't even know who that is. I don't know. I have no idea who that is. Here you go. Bitcoin at 96K, ETH at 2,700. Actually, if you're asking what's up with ETH, maybe just it being up is because Solana is moving the opposite way. You guys saw, I mean, Solana hit an all-time high with the Trump meme coin. And you might imagine that when you see the flip side, you see something destructive in that ecosystem, money is leaving that ecosystem. And I did see some big names saying they were exiting Solana. It happened, and man, you might have a problem on your hand if your core product is something that's at this point full of crime. So certainly need to watch that. Don, president of Central Africa, launched a coin on Solana. Yeah, there were a couple other coins this weekend. There was a couple other coins, like official national coins, and we're not even going to look at them. We don't need to. Oh, the Let's Get Ready to Rumble guy. No kidding. Yeah, okay, duh. That's fucking cool. But he rugged. Bummer. Solana at 185, down 2.8%, down 11% in the past week. Solana might be in trouble. I'm not convinced about that, but not great. By the way, let me pull up ETFs. That's my way to measure TradFi. We're getting the Libra in, I don't know, 60 seconds here. Let me peek at ETFs. Gives me a good feel for, another type of buyer or investor. Kind of my way to measure their sentiment. Looking at the Bitcoin ETFs, 70.6 mil in inflows on Friday. And then on the ETH side, 11.7 mil in inflows. Not bad, not crazy. It is what it is. Looking at NFTs, we're going to peek at volume because there is actually something interesting here. You can maybe chalk this up to OpenSea, right? OS 2 is now open up to anybody to start using that platform, which still is in beta. But we open the doors for farming again. A lot of people with a lot of thoughts about that, and I disagree with most of the takes. I really do. I don't think farming is bad. I understand. I understand it can drive prices down a bit, but that's not the problem. Either way, since last week, since Friday, NFT volume way up. 23 mil, 21 mil. Yesterday on a Sunday, 27 mil in sales volume. It's our best day in how long? Weeks. It's our best day since January 23rd. So in a few weeks, that's our single best day for NFT sales. Sellers down, buyers up. Transactions up. Really, really decent. Still trade profits deep in the negative here. And then let's peek at weekly. Data period ended yesterday. So weekly sales actually up as well. I like it. Heading in the right direction. I'll tell you this, with the awful things happening over on Solana, the momentum's now on NFT side. It is what it is. If you don't have conviction in meme coins, you don't know who's behind it, you don't know what the game plan is, you don't know who's manipulating it, at least NFTs, you might have a little more transparency, especially the old established collections. We have years of info, years of knowledge about who is in these projects and what they're doing and how they're doing it. They're much safer plays at this point. But maybe we're moving back to pure collecting. Also makes me bullish on the Bitcoin ecosystem. And then before we get too deep in Libra, I do want to play this clip for you guys real quick, because during the CoffeeZilla, dude, this is a great interview. CoffeeZilla interviewed one of the main characters of the Libra token, and he dropped some really interesting info throughout. Nothing good, self-incriminating. It's just it's a disaster. In that conversation, he mentioned something that happened in the Trump token that we never knew before. Check this out.
Most amount of money was made.
Be educated. You kind of were like, hey, people should think about these things. What should they think about from your perspective? Like what is going on the inside?
Yeah, I think the best one to look at, like from because I know like both money was raised and the most amount of money was made was on Trump. I think that's the best example, just being honest. Because you know that, right? You know that people were able to buy in at 500 million.
Yeah. Like people snipe that coin too. You mean?
No.
We did not know that.
Before it launched at some private dinner, that they gave people special access to buying it at 500
What?
million. Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah.
Wait. What?
Yeah.
Who gave that? Who gave that?
But that was what I was told. But like there were people at some sort of crypto event in Washington D.C.
If that's I don't know if that's true, but if that's true, that's
that's what I was told. That's what I was told, by the way.
Okay. And so give me
didn't
your point.
know.
So your point.
We didn't know. Apparently, with the Trump token, maybe at that crypto ball, maybe some people got the opportunity to buy that early. We didn't realize that. We actually thought that was like a smart game plan from Trump, not letting the insiders buy in, but maybe they did. Maybe those guys got in at 500 mil. And what did that token get up to? Did Trump get to 60 billion? Did some people make 120x on that? That could be. Am I mathing right? Let's go with it. Let's just go with it. Bang. It was the crypto ball. Choose Rich Nick was there. That's right. And none of us knew, guys, none of us knew that none of us knew that there was a pre-sale there. It's absolutely crazy. Sophie, I think everybody needs a laugh right now. Kind of, like sometimes these awful things happen, and it doesn't drag me down. I don't know why I get like invigorated by it. Here you go though. The Libra token again. This dropped Saturday. Saturday it drops. Token out of the gate cooks like you'd expect. It's a presidential token, right? It is. Again, Javier Milei was tweeting about this. I mean, it's very, very official. It's a token that's dropped to raise money to help fund businesses. Instantly, I start thinking that's a security. That's a security. Really, girl, nobody knew except those insiders. That's the problem, too. That I think will be the main takeaway here. But you drop a token to raise money. When I talked to Nate Geraci and he asked if I thought meme coins should be regulated, my answer is I don't think so, except tokens that are raising funds to build things. That I think does make it a security. I think it does. And Libra seems to check that box. Chart doesn't look so bad, right? There's Libra. Out of the gate strong. And then and I'm on the minute view. So if we collapse that a bit, maybe go to the hour view, that's the Libra chart. That's the Libra chart. This right here, up to $4.5 billion market cap, down to 150 mil. Maybe even a little lower than that, 123 mil it dropped to. Everybody lost. Everyone lost. Again, the only winners in this token would have been right here from the bottom. Anybody who bought in there and then held through news, which, by the way, we're going to talk about insider trading, people knowing things and playing that information. And you could bet that some guys played exactly this too. As in, hey, we're going to make a video. We're going to announce this. We're going to say we're going to fix this. We're going to do that in an hour. Guys buy here. And then boom, there's the good news. There's the video that drops. Right, these two green can. It's a dirty, dirty game. Token back up to a $336 million market cap. So really good recovery here, but, well, I don't want to say really good, but a recovery, and it actually has potential. But that's not what we're here to talk about. This is not financial advice. I don't know that anybody should be touching this coin, but there might be some good news ahead for this token still. But dude, people wrecked. And it did not matter if you were just your average trader in the trenches or if you were an insider here. And here's somebody who must have been an insider. If you're dumping almost $3 million on this token, oh boy, you are probably an insider to go in with that kind of conviction. Dart, I wish I saved the video from this weekend. We had a video of somebody getting that info on the spot. We saw insider trading live. I'll see if I can find that. But people got the tip that this was out. They were waiting for it. They knew ahead of time that this was coming. And they were waiting for the moment it dropped to go get a big old position. Again, we saw video evidence of that. Guy dropped $250,000. Some he's live. You can tell he got a message. He's like, oh, hang on, it's out. Searches Libra, sees a token, $250,000 in an instant. Crazy. Bang. Why did the people at the crypto ball post about Trump first? Why did they or why didn't they? Most of those guys there did not know. They heard about it after the fact. I'm sure there was like a little backroom deal there, though, where people heard. Music. Tons of people went on Libra on Saturday. No, dude, no. Hang on. We could pull that back up. It went up for 45 minutes. Music. I checked that this week. It was 45 minutes that it took to. Hang on. Let me double check. Now I want to check. It's either it only took 45 minutes to get to that 4.5 mil market cap, or it crashed within 40. Let me double check that. You might be right. And either way, couple hours, not very fucking long at all. Let's peek. It's such an important story here. It does kind of matter how quickly this thing died. Okay. So launches at, we could even go to that minute view. Hang on. It's probably not the best way to look at it. Let's go back to, here we go. Launched at 4 p.m. And, dude, yeah, within 45 minutes. Like, here you go. At 4 p.m. And then that dump came at 42 minutes later is when that dump happened. The only people that made money are guys who bought right in this window and sold on the way up, which was not many people. And anybody who did that, you either got lucky or you're an insider. But no, this token died within 45 minutes. I've never seen anything like that other than outright rugs. 6 a.m. to, again, I don't know. It's here. I'm not sure. I mean, again, it's right here in a 45-minute window. It goes from here to here. So I'm not sure. You're not on the Libra that exchanges got. Oh, well, that could be. I'm not, whatever that is, I'm not aware. Yeah, if there was trading elsewhere ahead of time that's not on the chart, that I don't know how to even. Yeah, no comment on that. I have no idea. So if that happened, yes, there was people that won elsewhere. This is, well, the rug Libra, this is Libra. Music, if you got another link or something to send me, I'd love to see it. But this is the Libra token on Meteora. There's old tokens that people were trading. That happened too. But this is the real Libra token. This is that official Milei Argentina rug token. This is the one. Right. Well, that doesn't count. Music saying it's like there were a dozen broccolis. That doesn't count. This is the official one. The other ones were knockoff, copycat, derivatives, whatever, right? This is the official one. This is the Libra that everybody's talking about. And again, within 45 minutes, this one game over. All right. So instantly though, people got to distance themselves from it and try to clear their names, including Javier Milei. Right? I mean, again, he tweeted this. This is in a way, a very official token. Look, he didn't launch the token. But heavily involved. We're not going to go line by line, but just so you know, I mean, having to put out a pretty extensive post here explaining what their involvement was. And they were involved. They knew about this months ago. This was planned months in advance. So they knew, partners knew. Look, I know exchanges are saying they really didn't know, but they did. They did know. To a degree, they knew, and all of them had a pretty good heads up. Volatility, where's the vape cabal? Interesting who's not around right now. It is interesting. And then, again, people trying to clear their name, defend themselves, whatever. You have Milei saying he's creating a task force to investigate this token. This is wild. Good morning. Hey, thank you very much for the Pengu, man. Appreciate that. Really crazy. Investigating whoever was involved in the token, him. Although, I say this about a lot of people like Hudah. There's people who get involved who are part of the thing. They do not know crypto. He does not know crypto. He doesn't know. Are you responsible for it if you're putting your name on it? To a degree, this is what we're trying to figure out and learn, just in general in crypto, right? I like to give people the benefit of the doubt, and I have a pretty decent feel for people, motives, that kind of thing. I have a feeling Milei wasn't going out here looking to scam people. I think he understands the benefit of transparency and what the blockchain can do. And I think he's like, yes, I'm all in. I want our future to be here. In fact, in the CoffeeZilla interview, Hayden, who's this guy, we'll get into him. Hayden, the guy who is basically the market maker, his company, the market maker for this token, he said that. Milei doesn't know anything about crypto, but he wants to put every financial transaction from the government, the Argentine government, on chain for transparency. The motives were there. The motives were good. I can't fathom that this guy was out here looking to scam. It doesn't make sense. Like, in no way does that make sense. Marty, it does. Like, you fucker. Marty's asking how those ordinals are looking. I expect this. I expect them to be very rough while people don't have money and still don't care about ordinals. My good feelings about ordinals are for way down the road. I feel very... Whatever, Marty. Fuck you. I love that guy, by the way. I do, Marty. You're awesome. But Milei is trying to protect himself for other reasons. Look, he's now being investigated. Look, we got lawyers in Argentina charging the president with fraud over this crypto promotion. It is a problem. Does promoting something like this make you responsible? What if you didn't know? Well, he has no idea how market making works, and he has no idea what sniping is, and he has no idea about liquidity pools, and he doesn't know anything about anything. Does he need to? I don't know. This is Hayden. This is the man from Kelser. Kelser? From Kelser. This is the market maker. Market maker is the person who's responsible for coming up with token drop strategy. Let's say, maybe let's just say in this case, tokenomics. And then once a token is out, this is what a market maker does. They artificially trade. They manipulate the price of the coin. They keep volume there. They try to keep the price in a certain range sometimes, or they just try to keep it from crashing, right? So they'll have tokens they buy just to be able to sell at certain times. And they have tokens that they're going to take their money and buy tokens at a certain point to support it. They've got all kinds of bots that are trading this stuff to, again, keep it in a range, keep it level, and keep it liquid. That's what market makers do. And so Hayden here is the market maker, and I think probably the tokenomics guy. We're not going to listen to his full 3-minute thing here, but I'm going to do it enough for you to hear how much he incriminated himself with this. This guy, I mean this very seriously, this guy is in a world of trouble, as in his life and his family's life is, I mean this guy is legitimately in danger. He's already gotten death threats. And he lives in the States, by the way. I think he's in L.A. This guy is in big-time trouble at not just like crypto bro level of guys who lost a couple grand. And there's guys who lost a couple grand and guys who lost tens of thousands and some guys who lost hundreds of thousands and some that lost millions. His life is in danger, but also at the state level. At the state level. This is like, we now get into like mafia tier shit. And very scary government stuff coming for this guy's head. Really scary. It's not good. Let's check this out.
Hey guys, my name's Hayden. I know there's tons of frustrations. I've had tons of crazy text messages on my phone. I'm here to set the record straight, both because there were things that were in and out of my control. I was only a part of what's happened with Libra.
I don't like the.
Also, I want to just shed.
I don't like the victim stuff
and let you guys at least see my face, because a lot of people that have been involved with this launch have gone either silent or are nowhere to be found. And I want to make sure there's A, accountability, and B, a structure going forward so that people don't feel screwed over.
He looks like a cult leader. We've seen some of the best shit this week in his comments on his clothes. He looks like a cult leader. He looks like a ninja. He looks like a Power Ranger. What else do you look like? I don't know what that look is. Respect to this dude. Dude, I've had some like awful phases of dressing like a fucking weirdo and not thinking I look like a weirdo. He's in one of those really awful phases right now. That's the awkward phase. You normally go through that in your teens. This dude's mid-20s maybe, going through one of those awkward clothes phases too. This guy's being hung out to dry too, by the way.
And I do believe
I don't feel bad for him, but that's happening.
Forward, if people are open to it. Before I say anything else, I am indeed Javier Milei's advisor. Obviously, I think most of you guys have seen that either on Twitter or some form of social media. I am working with him and his team on much bigger tokenization and really cool stuff in Argentina, and I absolutely back him. What happened with Libra, I think there's many things I could say. There's only certain elements that I could control the launch. Definitely things didn't go according to plan. But rather than share all the details right now, because it's going to be a much longer video, it's going to be a much longer structure, I want to make sure you guys all know I'm a very direct, straight to the point person, and I think there's a very specific way forward here. My intention is every single dollar I've managed to round up, which I believe is every single dollar that's been collected or
God, I don't really want to listen to the whole
fees
thing.
or farming or liquidate, anything, I've managed to get back. And my intention is to inject everything back into the Libra chart.
Okay, worth pointing out here, maybe we'll stop his little video there because we got a lot more to get to. That is one of those moments where the token actually pumped again. The fact that he put out a video saying he's got all the fees, by the way, that's $100 million, and I'm going to get to that point too about what that $100 million is from and actually why the token crashed. But he's got $100 million, $110 million in fees that he said he's going to inject back, into this chart here. Check it out. That is around this time here. Right? So token dead. Ahead of that, I'm sure people bought knowing he was going to put out a video saying, hey, we're going to pump this $100 million back into this token. Boy, this just, it's a deep, deep rabbit hole with this thing. But there he is. We'll come back to him. We also have Kip Protocol coming out who's involved with this token as well. You've got Kelser. You have the president of Argentina. You have Kip Protocol. You have a whole bunch of influencer insiders too. Kip Protocol is a group that's responsible for afterwards taking that money raised by this token and investing it in businesses. That is their plan, this. Ultimately, I think it's Kip Protocol's token. I believe it's their token. They launched it with the help of Kelser, who did the tokenomics market making, but this is who actually launched the token. Although he's not saying it. They're both pointing the fingers at each other. See, token launch and marketing or market making by Kelser. And then Kelser's like, I don't have anything to do with that shit. Again, we're just kind of handling, well, yes, the market making part. But token launch, I think, is actually these guys. I wonder if they're just saying who clicked the button. But ultimately, if Kip Protocol is responsible for the money after the fact and funding businesses, I would assume it's Kip Protocol that's on the hook. Hayden's in big trouble, though, man. Big, big trouble. You have Jupiter. Major decks coming out and saying, guys, we didn't know. We didn't, like, you guys, there's a whole bunch of accusations out here that we knew early and that people on our team were buying early and sniping this and using insider info and sharing that info with their friends. And they're like, it didn't happen. Nobody on the team has any of the token. Nobody bought any. We didn't know early. I call horse shit. Look, I don't know. I don't know. But I also would say that's pretty naive if you think that people on the team didn't know early and didn't trade on that info and didn't share that info with their buddies. There's no scenario they didn't know. In fact, they in this tweet, they mentioned when they found out. And I would assume it was actually well before that. But they mentioned 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, they learned about it. By the way, that's plenty of time. Plenty of time to come up with a game plan. That's plenty of time. It's plenty of time to share that info with very specific people, which happened. Music. The Baron and Ivanka rugs never came back up. And worse. Well, I mean, yeah, who did those? We'll get to who did some of that. Maybe not Baron and Ivanka specifically, but it's a great point. Most of these tokens are pretty well fucked here, guys. Ben Chow is from Meteora. This is where the liquidity pool is set up, right? This is where the liquidity pool is set up for that token. Also saying we didn't know. Didn't get tokens, didn't know anything early. We all learned basically on the spot or just before. This is the position of like everybody involved. And I think it's bullshit. And maybe some of them didn't know, but I guarantee some people on the team knew and they traded on alt wallets, like side wallets. There's no way that didn't happen. Yo, thank you for the Pengu, man. Thank you. Thank you. There's no way they didn't know. Oh, my video's getting a little choppy. Let me kill something here. Let's try that. And Beanie Brain, I like that there's some big names on X that are stepping up and sharing their thoughts as they do. It's great for engagement, but like some good thoughts out there. Beanie, spot on with this. Without any due diligence of Hayden, the Power Ranger, his dad, his brother, Meteora made Kelser its preferred deployer. Responsible for billions of dollars. They didn't do any due diligence into who Hayden and Kelser is and what they've done in the past. These guys are behind multiple rugs. There's this meme token, M3M3. Multiple tokens that you can see some like pretty wild shenanigans going on. They should have known. Also, to Music's point about Ivanka and Barron, look, he wasn't involved in those that we know of, but he was definitely involved in Melania. He was involved in the Melania token. So not just the meme token, but Melania too. Also sniped that token. He sniped that token, meaning you launch a token, and as soon as you launch it and deploy the contract, you have bots that are set up to buy the token. And so if you think about that chart and how it went straight up, right? They buy down here. They have it sniped at the second the contract is live and the liquidity pool set up. Boom, they're instantly buying up those tokens. They do that so it looks like somebody organically buying, right? So it doesn't look like the team is holding. They set up, let's say, hundreds, maybe thousands of wallets to automatically go buy. And then you got tokens spread out wherever, and nobody knows for sure that those are team tokens, but they are. It's super manipulative. It's wrong. That shouldn't happen. And he actually defends it in his CoffeeZilla interview, saying it's fine. You actually need to do that. And by the way, maybe he's not wrong. As in, he's not wrong that you need to do it, because if you don't, other malicious snipers will do the same thing. And so, it's an interesting conversation. It gets so much deeper. It's a little more like philosophical. But there's this conversation of, well, you got to snipe, otherwise other snipers get it, and they'll kill the token. It's like, so what's the solution? And they just don't want to say, they don't want to just admit that maybe the solution is you shouldn't do it. Not sniping, release the coin. Maybe you shouldn't release it. If it can be manipulated that hard because maybe the demand's not really going to be there, that if somebody buys a big part of the supply and dumps it all, well, token price will be dead. Maybe there's not real demand for the thing. Maybe you're trying real hard to make this very artificially valuable. And so maybe the answer is the thing you just don't want to hear because you don't make money, but maybe it just doesn't need to be launched, period. Which is probably the answer for most of these things. But where this gets really interesting, and actually let me zoom back and say, what was the problem with Libra? What happened? Why did it crash? What was the scam? What are people worked up about? It's not necessarily that the team that launched it sold a bunch of tokens, which, sure, do it. There's no rule that says you can't, but people don't like that. People will call that a rug. So it's not that they did that. The first thing that happened that people pointed their finger at was they pulled liquidity out of that liquidity pool, which in this space is kind of a no-no. In fact, you're usually supposed to burn your liquidity, like destroy it. And they didn't do that. They did the thing you're not supposed to do, which is they pulled their money out. $100 million worth. When we reference $100 million, we referenced before, I'll mention it again here coming up. The $100 million came from that liquidity pool. So token is live, token's trading, they pull that money out. There's accusations about sniping and insider trading, and all of a sudden sentiment starts getting kind of icky. And then Javier Milei deletes his tweet promoting this token. And these things, you combine them, and that starts adding to this free fall the token is in. It didn't crash, though, because they dumped tokens. That needs to be really clear. That's what people would assume happened. It's not what happened. Again, pulled liquidity out, probably spooked traders. Milei deletes his tweet, token crashes. So we have this other big problem, which is kind of after the fact coming out, and I think it's the bigger problem here. I personally, I get why the market reacts to people pulling liquidity. I get it. I don't know if I have a problem with it. And this is just saying out loud what I'm thinking through. I don't know. I don't think I have a position. I don't know if it should matter that somebody pulls liquidity. It affects sentiment. But if there's enough money there that doesn't impact the price and there's money that people can keep trading, I'm not sure. If you put that money up front, now there's enough liquidity in there to sustain this thing. Why not pull out the initial? Again, it's just not the way the space works. But I don't know that I got a problem with it. Like outside looking in. Oh, hang on. What did Mike say? The problem was the name. Facebook already tried the name. You ain't wrong there. You ain't wrong there. Yeah, and by the way, music. Melania on inauguration days, Bitcoin dipped. Melania dumped 50%. And it was these guys. They're saying it wasn't them. They said there was other snipers that dumped what? It was like $80 million worth of the token. But he said in that interview, they sniped too, and they sold a ton of token. Actually, part of what sucks here is him being kind of disingenuous. He said, we didn't swap, we sold. And he said there's a difference there between swapping and selling. And there might be, by the way, there might be. Meaning swap. He said they didn't swap in the liquidity pair, right? The LP. And meaning he didn't just go on a DEX and trade that token. What it might be is that they had a whole bunch of token they bought up. And then maybe OTC, like they found a buyer elsewhere and they sold it directly to somebody. like transferred somebody tokens and maybe they sent him cash or something, right? Like he was being very clear that they didn't trade and make that happen. I'm assuming he meant they had like an OTC deal. I don't know. He's being super sus. But again, insiders is where this gets really shady. It gets really deep, and I think some guys might get in trouble. Might. I don't know. I don't think any of us know where this is going. I don't. Thank you for the Pangu. Appreciate that. People got tipped off on this early. Both big influential people and the cabal guys. Very visible cabal guys. They got the heads up about this early. This is NFT DeFi Futures. I don't know who this person is, by the way. If I knew him years ago, as far as like aware of him, I forgot. I don't know who this person is. This is somebody, though, working head of marketing at Kelser, at least as of this tweet. This was just a week or so ago. And if you follow this and you see where he's connected, 69th member of Troop FTM. Interesting. Doesn't mean much. Doesn't mean a whole hell of a lot. I'm wondering what the hell this image has anything to do with anything, but you start finding some connections. Frank DeGods is in Troop FTM. Frank has been part of the conversation here for a while. People accusing that guy all the time of insider trading. This is not definitive proof that he's insider trading. It's definitely not. But we can connect dots and we can use some common sense here. And we can go by other people's comments out there on X and just assume that this dude gets insider knowledge and he trades on it. You got people defending this saying, hey, that's a skill. Getting deeper into the insider circle and getting early information is a skill. And you guys would do the same if you had it. I mean, none of that's wrong, by the way. I would, dude, I absolutely would. I'm sorry, I would. I think most of us would. Doesn't make it right. But, man, would you turn down fucking hundreds of thousands, millions? What if you heard something early? Part of this conversation, again, it gets deeper. If it was definitive crime, that's different. If it's collectibles and you hear about it early and you're trading because you just heard early, maybe different. Shilling stuff and being paid and not disclosing it is different. I cannot stand that. I'll tell you what, there's, I think, nothing I hate more than that. People who are paid by projects and tokens and whatever, and they share that with their buddies and they shill it, and they encourage other people to buy, and it turns out they're making money on the back end. That, I think, is about the worst thing you can do, and there's a lot of that in this space. But these insiders and their connections share that info, and we caught some of that live. It's on video. This is bad, and guys, I'm going to show you some people, their faces, their names. They're all people you know. You'll recognize all of them, and I want to be really clear. I'm not saying these people did anything. I don't know. I'm using them here because it's footage that's out there. It's an example. It is the influencers I'm talking about, but I'm not saying these specific people did anything wrong. I like Thread Guy. Most of me, all of me wants to believe he's not a part of that thing, not insider trading, and that's probably naive too. But point here is no accusations here. I have no idea. No fucking idea, and I really like a lot of these guys. Thread Guy probably most of all. But this live on his stream. Check this out. This is not good. By the way, talking to FaZe Banks. That's who he's on the phone with.
So bad.
But also lost money too. Fucking Pierce and Top both lost money. I feel so bad. Top's down like fucking, my manager's down like 20 G's. Feels like everybody lost money on this. I round trip, bro. I was up like fucking 300. I got in really, really early. I was up like 300K. And fucking luckily.
Thread Guy mutes him live on the stream. So he mutes it and covers his mouth, probably saying, yo, dude, I'm live, and you're literally telling people you are trading with insider info. That's when this stuff started snowballing. That's when there's this whole other problem started creeping up. It's like, oh shit, it's the same guys that seem to have this incredible batting average, always getting in these big tokens.
All right, I'm unmuted.
It's legit.
I'm muted.
Yeah. Can I ask how much?
Yeah, I bought 1,100 Sol.
Damn.
No.
These guys all got wrecked. When I said nobody won on this thing, like, these guys got cooked. And a big part of me says good. Only because it's like feel the pain of the people in the trenches here. John Doe, I think this is what they wanted. Are you talking Thread Guy? Oh, an excuse to go private. Yeah, these guys are kind of in hiding now. It feels like I don't know. We're all kind of making up a narrative here. This is like TMZ. We're all kind of making up a story of what's going on. I don't know. Maybe these guys are totally clean. They might be. I have no idea. But that didn't look good. FaZe Banks getting in early. Again, you had a 45-minute window. You probably had like a 20-minute window to actually buy and make a good trade. Again, you saw how quick it went up and how quick it died. More accurately, like 42 minutes. They got in early, and I would guess it's because, look, okay, I'm going to play devil's advocate. These guys get early info, not even right from the source, but from their buddies. Like, and what I mean by that is they have an army of people who the second something legit comes out, they DM them, they tell them. They have the best alpha because they're popular, and they got money, and people love that. They love to just hang around it. So they could have gotten early info in that first 20-ish minutes, 30 minutes. It's possible. But again, those connections, you start connecting the dots, and it's pretty fucking obvious, I think. I think it's obvious that it's a different kind of insider info. You also have, let me see if I can make this bigger. Here's Kelser. This actually might be the same guy. No, it's actually a different guy. I think this is maybe a different guy. This is also somebody at Kelsier. This dude right here. Dude, my browser just crashed. One of them did. YouTube stream still good, guys? Are we okay on YouTube? I think we are. Yeah, it seems all right. This guy here, and I don't think that's the marketing dude, by the way. It could be. But that guy is hanging out and on streams with K-Money and Thread Guy. And who else do we recognize? Frank. They're all connected. These guys in these positions to learn about these massive meme coins early are connected to the influencer guys. Of course they're trading on that. My assumption, of course they're trading on that. Very obvious. So Frank getting really defensive. And I get, man, if he's not scamming. Hey, dude, thank you for the Pengu, man. Thank you very much. Drop King, good to see you, man. Yeah, Frank's getting really defensive as he has been lately. Dude, if he's not being shitty, it probably sucks to be called a scammer. It probably sucks. But this is some bullshit gaslighting here saying, hey, look, anybody can become an insider. Here's tools that show Libra early. Look, he's not wrong. And also, I would bet everything that this guy didn't learn a Libra from one of these tools. He's got those connections. I'm sure he heard early and then also saw it here. But that's some bullshit, I think. And now Frank is kind of going into hiding, at least with his wallet. So he has a public wallet, and he shares that, and people can look at his trades. Man, you would be foolish to think he doesn't have multiple side wallets. And so he buys on the main wallet, lets people do whatever, and then on his side wallets, while people are buying, he's dumping those tokens. Of course that happens. Why wouldn't it? Without knowing for sure, it's a common sense kind of conclusion to reach, is it not? I don't know. Now, there's other people too, guys. All these influencers, I guess, disappearing, like going quiet. Because they all got in this shit early. Here's an interesting one. Gigi. Do you guys know Gigi? Supposedly a gangster of a trader. Supposedly a phenomenal fucking trader. This girl's out trading all of us. All of us. This girl's out trading everybody. Maybe she is. Maybe she is. But this is pretty interesting. Gigi bought a 300-day-old coin named Libra. Or maybe it was called Argentina. A old coin with no volume, no news about the Libra token yet. Why was she buying an Argentina coin? And she just bought the wrong one. She heard that this Argentina Libra coin was coming. She went and looked and found one, and she bought it thinking it was just that thing that was coming live. Make that make sense. If that's not good, strong evidence, again, I can't accuse. I can just try to connect some dots myself. Some pretty good evidence that she knew ahead of time, didn't know enough, and she went and bought an old token. This is that cabal. This is the same guys. So she's now not streaming. Banks is going nuts on the timeline. Bank is trying to defend himself. I don't know what to think about FaZe Banks. I don't know. He's another one of those guys I want to believe he's a good guy. And I don't know. I don't know anything about Orangey, really. He's a good trader. I'm sure he gets that. You know, when you get to a certain level, you get insider info. You do. Frank maybe disappear in threat. I don't know. This is probably just coincidence. I have no idea. But these guys are getting death threats. They are. Hayden definitely is. I imagine those influencer guys are too. They're getting death threats, and it's scary because that shit actually happens. BitBoy lost a lot of money on this too. Like big names lost a lot of money here. Oh, there's a link I wanted to save, by the way. It's just a good article showing like the death threats are real and they're scary. There's people that get beat up and kidnapped, and it really fucking happens. It's really scary shit. It really happens. All right, more influencer stuff. It gets dirtier. It actually gets dirtier. Okay, a wallet was tracked. Wallet was tracked here that bought almost $6 million worth of Libra and then got most of that money back in USDC. Super weird. Super weird. So we hear that story. And then separately, we start hearing from Dave Portnoy, who it turns out was also involved in this thing. Dave Portnoy, who I like. I really do. Sick. Thank you, man. GMs. I like Dave Portnoy. I like Jail Stool. Right? I bought Jail Stool live on the show. I'm rooting for it. I like Dave. I assume, guys, I'm not stupid. I know he's doing all the same shit. Of course he is. Of course he's saying stuff and he's dumping tokens. They all are. But let's listen to a little Dave. We're not going to do the full 2 minutes here. But Dave was involved too. Dave was involved early. He knew about it early. He was going to promote it. And with that said, a big part of the problem here is guys were going to be promoting this thing without any disclosure that they were involved. Again, if this is financial stuff like securities, that's a problem. If they're not, I don't know.
I told you I had a wild story. So the thing launches, and Hayden is like, you're in the ledger. You're in the marketing program that we built for this. And he's like, sends me, I think it was 6 million coins, something like.
By the way, as soon as people start talking like that, Dave lost 5 mils, what he said, and he was refunded, it seems. Yep. Here's the deal. When people start talking like that, when you get to specifics and you start going to, how much did I get? I wasn't really paying attention. Well, I probably got 100. No, was it 6? As soon as people start doing that, I'm like, bullshit, right? Am I right about that? As soon as they start really thinking hard because they just weren't paying attention, it wasn't that serious, that is such a big red flag. He knows exactly how much he got and how much he spent and what he was supposed to do.
Million coins, something like that, maybe 6.5. I forget what it was. And again, I wasn't overly surprised that I got the coins because he told me I was in the plan. So he does that, and I'm getting ready to tweet. Like, hey, this.
That's a fair point, guys. Maybe he's saying it like that, talking about it and not knowing, because it's that much money is not that much to them. But to me, that sounds super sus.
This is a great launch. Milei is a great launch. Great launch. Get ready to tweet it, this, that, the other thing.
TLDR, got a bunch of tokens for free. Also bought a bunch of tokens, but got tokens for free so he could promote this thing. And he was going to promote it. He was going to do a very official video. He might have actually been had an interview with Milei planned. Very involved. Very fucking involved. So Portnoy sent 6 million Libra to write a post. He sent a draft to Hayden. Hayden says, you can't do that. You can't say, and this is in that video, you can't say I gave you tokens. That you can't do. Boy, man, if that's not a big signal that this is a problem, I don't know what is. Hayden says, you can't say I gave you free tokens. Dave, respect to Dave, I think. Dave's like, well, then I got to send him back. I can't take something and then lie. I want to believe that's real. Again, I like Dave. I think everybody's got their shady side like these guys do. But I want to believe he's got some honor too. I don't know. That's I want to believe. But again, separate from the coins he was given, he also bought. And the big problem here, yet another big problem in this fucking crazy saga, he got refunded. After the clusterfuck, Hayden sent him back money to cover his losses. And I think other insiders got that too. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. Hang on. Wrath, thank you, man, for the Pengu. Jail the Libra launcher. It's interesting because it's like, where was it launched and like whose jurisdiction and all that stuff. It's really fucking interesting. Yeah, why did Dave get refunded? Don't know. Yeah, why did Dave get refunded? It's super weird. Again, Dave comes out and he's being transparent enough. He's shared his tweets. He's sharing his DMs with Hayden here. By the way, if you're talking about Libra, do not talk about how I paid you back. Right? So he couldn't post to say he got free tokens, and he also couldn't say he got reimbursed. And Dave's saying, I always tell the truth. Yeah, why don't you want that? And I don't know. Ultimately, I think Dave just sent him back tokens, something like that. So it's not that you can't say that, but the thing is right now, everybody's calling for refunds. Oh, I got it. Okay. So the tokens he got sent was a refund for what he bought. So maybe he didn't get tokens up front. Dave bought, gets more to, I can't even keep track of it. It's fucking nuts. It's all fake. It's all artificial. It's all manipulated. And it's people lying right to our faces. It's crazy. So the CoffeeZilla interview with Hayden, I just listened to it this morning. Super interesting. That guy's in legit trouble. Like in legit trouble. Admits to sniping Libra and Melania. And he said he did it to beat other snipers. He sniped them both. That's a no-no. You shouldn't do it. It's manipulating the price. It's dishonest. It's team tokens at that point that you're never claiming as team tokens. He's $110 million right now in his control in a wallet. And he's saying he'll use it to buy back tokens. By the way, we start talking insider trading, it's a different conversation than fraud. And fraud, I think, is where you got the problem here. In a lot of the meme coin stuff, it's fraud more than it is insider trading, I think. Well, God, I'm not an expert in this stuff, but I think that is really the angle here. Market manipulation, it is sniping and these undisclosed KOL agreements, right? Like Dave, all part of the problem. He was explaining that during this thing, though. Explains that this was wild, but he said, and he's not wrong. I mean, he's totally right. He said all these things, every meme coin, everything. I say, you guys know this, and I say it all the time too. Every NFT and every token, they're all insider traded. All of them. All of them. It's in the degree to which they're traded, it would shock people. You guys remember when AI Accelerate dropped that DAO that gave all these KOLs big old token drops? Exactly that. And exactly like this thing, that is every token drop ever, unless you have a fair launch. Fair launches is different. You don't see many of those. Roth, thank you, man. They're all like this. All of them. Pepe was like this. All the big ones, they all are like this. And again, he made some kind of distinction between swapping tokens and selling. He said he didn't swap Melania. He sold it again. I think like a private sale, OTC. This dude's got people coming for his head. He really does. He really, really does. This guy's in big trouble. OSF talking about insider trading. Okay, insider trading is when you act on having material non-public. Material is the information would affect the price. Non-public, the information is not accessible to the general public. So it's both of those things. But again, does that apply to collectibles? I don't think it does, but I do think fraud applies to collectibles. And here's a whole other side. If you're raising money for businesses, I think that does make it a security, and then you are talking about insider trading too. You know what I'm saying? This one is one of the dirtier ones, and that said, oh boy, I'll get to, maybe another thought here in a quick second, but that 100 million, by the way, this is actually wild. Hayden's holding on to that money as leverage because he's got people that want to actually kill him, guys. He's got guys that want to kill him. He does. That's not just like hyperbole. He's got guys that want to kill him. So he's got $100 million in his control, and he's using it as leverage on Milei, maybe, and also, what was that, Kip and whoever. If you kill him, that 100 mil is going bye-bye. I bet you some of these guys, if this is deep enough, dirty enough, and there's enough at stake, somebody might be willing to take a multi-million-dollar hit to axe this guy. Maybe. This is really fucking spicy.
Sure, but that's also, yeah, correct. But if I'm being extremely transparent, honest, that's also my leverage with certain groups and parties, right? The fact that I have control is also what's making me a target and also protecting me.
He is holding $100 million hostage.
It's wild. By the way, this apparently is impacting the Argentina stock market. Argentina main stock index down almost 6% after the Milei scandal. He's in trouble potentially. He's being investigated, so maybe. It's a big deal. This is a big fucking deal. Now, okay, immediate impact, and what does it mean, and are we wrecked? Manchester United. Cool shit. I still got my Wagme United shirt and hat and all that stuff, dude. I can't read that name. I'm sorry, but thank you, man, for the Pangu. Okay. This is a great reset, in a way. It is. And I don't think it'll last long, by the way. I don't. But everybody being like, okay, all right. It's such high-level bullshit, and you can't win. By the way, in that interview, he was really clear. Hayden said this, by the way. The amount of insider trading is so much that if you think you're going to get into meme coins and retire and make millions, you better be the best fucking trader ever and do nothing but trade, because that's not how this works. All the guys that are very public talking about their big old wins, and that goes from influencers to the guys who are just like, say they're great traders and they got their alpha groups and shit, insider info, paid promotion stuff, paid whatever. They're making their fortunes on the insider trading game. All of them. 99% of them. Let's say 90% of them. All these things that we aspire to be, which is, man, if you're a great trader, you can change your life. It barely happens. It barely happens. You get some lucky guys, and you get some guys that are really good traders, and you get some guys that just time something really well. But a majority of that stuff is insider trading. It's, yeah. That's not something that most of us are ever going to even sniff. So the Solana ecosystem, brutal day yesterday. Tyler pointing this out. Only 2 tokens yesterday with over 100 million volume on the day. Portnoy shielded another coin. Jupiter, only 16 coins with 10 million in volume. Like, really slow day in the trenches. Really, really slow day. That's the impact there. Dude, really curious to see what Pump Fund volume looks like. Token creation. I really wonder how severe that throttle back is going to be, but it's there. Solana DEX volume came crashing down. Right? The impact's there. I don't know anybody who wants to touch meme coins right now. That said, again, the second something cool and profitable comes along, we'll be right back into it. Somebody's just going to come out and have a perfect message. Actually, maybe it's Pain. Maybe Pain, because that Pain token's been delayed, right? It could come out today. I have no idea. But they have a chance to come out with a perfect message. Perfect transparency. And there's also an opportunity for somebody to come out with a really cool way to maybe vest tokens, do something that actually lets this, like, alleviates the sell pressure. Something's going to change here, and I don't know what this is. But this is a really great reset because it's changed our expectations, and it's just enlightened people. Look, this is not new. What did I tweet a couple days ago? And I do want to, I got a couple things to bring up, really. No, not that one. Although I do believe that. Dude, we have so much to talk about. But here, guys, it's a question for you guys. What's the difference at all between every other day in Solana and Saturday? What's the difference? I don't see it. I don't see it at all. And again, I know you guys are here in the trenches and you pay attention. And I think we're all on the same page here. There's no difference. It's either one big major scandal like that comes in, wrecks us and resets us and exposes stuff, or it's what happens every day already. It's death by 1,000 cuts every day. Every day. What did Tyler say? 30, 40,000 tokens launched today? And they're all like this. All of them. All of them. You could say damn near 100% of them are exactly like this. And it's all insider trading, and it's all fraud, and it's all crime. And there's an exception, 0.1%. And we don't care because we still think we can make money off of it, and it's no big deal until something like that comes along. And really, it's because the right people or wrong people got wrecked, right? The big names got wrecked, and more of this got exposed. Oh, dude, I kind of want to check in with Dave. Let's check. Let's just see what he has to say, and we'll play it in the background here.
in one of my first videos was crying in the club. The trenchers who get mad when you dump on them before they dump on you. And I stand by that. I stand by that. Listen, if you have a problem with meme coins and you don't want to be involved in
I'm going to check in on that pretty frequently here. But, man, I do want to point out some really bullish stuff. So first off, a big reset coming. People throttling back. People maybe, hopefully, finally buying into stuff that they're more aware of. Smarter investments, smarter buys, throttle back. Maybe a push to NFTs. Maybe. Something is changing here, though, and what I really think is going to change, I might have said this a minute ago, but someone's going to crack a code here for launching meme coins that are more transparent and more fair, like fair launches. And I do think I think somebody's going to reinvent the wheel here somehow, some way. Whether that's through NFTs being this delivery mechanism for meme coins, or it's like through vesting, or I don't know, but I do think somebody's going to, this is a big old opportunity. Maybe that's the better way to put it. It's a big opportunity for people to figure out a better way to launch these things. And maybe that means tiny supply meme coin collections. Maybe it's that. I don't know, but I do think something's going to change here about the game. And I also think meme coins are never going away, ever. The casino will always be here from now on. The way you launch them is going to change. And maybe it doesn't. That's the thing. Maybe it doesn't, and this just keeps happening. And it's on us then to stop playing that game. Also, for some perspective, guys, that was kind of no big deal. I mean that. $100 million pulled from that liquidity pool. We know it's in Hayden's wallet, but I mean, in the grand scheme of things, that's nothing. That doesn't even phase this market. Not even a little. It's nothing. It's a literal nothing burger. It's nothing. It's all optics here. That's the problem. But like, look at some other like big extractionary events. Because make no mistake, when that money comes out, usually it's out. It's not like NFTs and you see big sales and it's like the buyer then goes, or the seller then goes and spends that money back on, other NFTs and meme coins. Not with this kind of stuff. These guys cash out. They go get USD and they're out. Mt. Gox, 460 mil. Modern Tech, 660 mil. BitConnect, 2 billion. OneCoin, 4 bill. I mean, look at this. Look at these past things. 3AC was a $10 billion extraction or liquidation. This barely even registers. This is a literal nothing burger. It just was so egregious and in our faces, and that's it. This doesn't have any impact other than meme coins like sentiment takes a hit. That's it. It's not a nothing burger in that regard. Like, it's going to matter. It's going to have impact, but in the market itself, like, tangibly nothing. But I think this guy's transparency and fair launch stuff, I mean, I think that's the next phase. I think people will want to support the good stuff. It makes me so bullish on Abstract and on Pengu. Like, somebody who I believe is doing it all the right way. So bullish on that. By the way, we also have billions of dollars coming to this market tomorrow. $6 to $7 billion from that FTX refund. Anybody who was owed $50,000 or less is getting their credits back tomorrow. It's a lot of money, and I bet you half of that comes back to the market. If a quarter of it comes back to the market, awesome. We're talking about $1 to $2 billion coming to this market. Am I mathing right? 2, 4, 6. Let's say like $1.5 billion. And there's another $10 billion after that. I think that comes in March. There is billions of dollars coming to this market, and I think some people are going to see this stuff as maybe undervalued still, and it's coming. It's coming. And we look at this from time to time. Global M2, the money supply. Global liquidity, when it's up, is very good for speculative assets, and it's trending up in a big, big way here over the next few months. Just showing at the macro level, there's some really big stuff coming, really big stuff in a very, very bullish way. Incredibly excited for what's ahead. This meme coin shit I hope doesn't phase you guys. It doesn't phase me, because we knew this is what was happening already. It's why we mostly aren't playing this stuff right now. Like, this is not the market to touch this stuff in. And dude, I think this is incredibly bullish for art, and I think it's bullish for Ordinals. Marty, if you're still there, yes, for Ordinals. Cosmos, basically the most high risk gamblers getting fucked by those rugs. Yeah, dude, yes, sir. I hope this is a flight back to quality. I do. I hope it's a flight to quality, and there is quality out there, especially on Bitcoin and some established stuff. And I think this is ultimately a net good for us. Believe it or not, I do. I think it's a good thing. We have the OpenSea token drop coming soon. We don't know when, but that's coming soon. And farming's happening. And there are so many terrible takes out there. Like bad takes. Boris, thank you, man. Terrible takes about OpenSea and its impact on the NFT market. Here, let me show a couple of those. They're terrible. They're not totally wrong. I want to at least say that. It's basically people saying farming's bad for NFTs. Maybe. I mean, it has an impact on the price, but it's not the biggest factor. That it's not the problem. And I think it's just one of the ways we'll farm, by the way. But check out all these takes, and it's just I think it's too basic of a take. Hang on, I want to catch this guy's main take here. Zier. TLDR on his take, at least, though, it's blur farming killed NFTs, killed the value of NFTs, and then OpenSea's just copying it, right? That's Zier's take. Again, I don't agree. Incentivized trading is liquidity. So volatility, wash trading on OS is what's wrong. It gives fake volume. Yeah, so volatility, I agree with you there. It's why we filter it out too. So if you look at CryptoSlam and you see sales, wash trading's filtered out. And I agree with you. I don't like deceptive stuff, right? And I also like to see total volume too, but I do think that matters. I think people want to see real stuff so they can make some good educated, decisions. So we filter that out. By default, sales are excluding wash. That said, Doodle's looking pretty awesome here with that extra volume. Some of that's real and some of that just hasn't been washed and completed, like the wash part, like multiple trades. But what farming does is it brings a ton of volume. And then ultimately the problem is, do people want these damn things? Right? Do people even want them? Because if people want them, all that volume is actually going to be pushing this stuff up. The problem here is there's too many NFTs. The supply is too big and there's not enough people who want them. So if Blur is accelerating price discovery, or I should say OpenSea's accelerating price discovery, that doesn't mean they're the problem. They're helping in a way expose what the problem is. Not enough people want NFTs at the prices they're at now. It is what it is. It should be obvious. Thank you, early girl. So yeah, I do not dislike OpenSea farming. Again, I get that it might accelerate that process, but it is not the cause of prices falling at all. Founders need to team up and find a solution. The solution is stop minting so many NFTs, start building something that people want. And I understand you can't. It's a meme. So maybe the solution, I know people won't like this, buy back your supply and burn it. Maybe it's still ultimately that issue, the supply issue. Maybe do something about that. Get rid of your supply. There's too much. There's not enough people who want it. Or buy them up and don't burn them. Maybe just like vault it forever. Like go vault it. The end. You don't have to burn it if you don't want to kill your art. Go vault it. But this is stupid. This is a stupid take from Gino. Blur's incentivized fake trading killed NFTs. It did not kill NFTs. In fact, it was a godsend to people who needed money, and it gave them actual volume to be able to get out of their thing. I don't care at what price. If it weren't for Blur, they wouldn't get out at all. That's so stupid. Blur trading didn't kill anything. It kept us actually buoyed during the bear market. The fact that there was volume. And it works both ways, but it keeps it afloat longer that way. OS running the same playbook. Again, I don't care. I don't think it's good or bad farming. I don't think it's good or bad. I just don't care. And but what I do think is this is the wrong take. Saying farming killed NFTs is, I don't even know where that comes from. I don't know. This sounds a little harsh, but I question how much he's understanding the market if he thinks that. The problem is not enough people give a shit. The end. It's not that much. It's not that deep. It's just not that deep. I don't know. Weird takes. By the way, Doodle's again cooking. Like cooking. Actually, let's peek on Magic Eden. I want to see floor price. Actually, let's check in with Dave.
I still think the thing's great. It's Saturday night. I'm going to Saturday Night Live. I'm in New York. Saturday Night
Volatility,
Live.
yes, sir.
Concert. I didn't hear one song. I'm just texting with him. And now you got to keep in mind, I've been pretty close with him now for 3 weeks. And I've known about the launches coming. I didn't get coins early. I didn't get a good price. He didn't tell me, like, okay, this second it launched. I found out that the launch by Milei's tweet and like 10 minutes after. So I bought super late and I'm just buying everything because I'm like, I like this guy. I've researched this guy. It's the president. The guy I've spent 3 weeks is like the one doing it. Buy. Think tanks. Saturday Night Live, just texting paragraphs back and forth. They hated me like, what the fuck? Like, what's going on? And Hayden, and I swear to God, in the beginning, he's like, don't worry about it. It's like, it's going down. It's going to go up. Like, Milei's involved. He's going to make a video. He's going to tweet. Originally, they thought Elon was going to tweet. It's like, this thing's a solid project. All the things I've been talking about. And I fucking believe him. And then the tone starts changing by the time, I don't know, Post Malone singing Nirvana. He's like, I don't know what the fuck's going on. This is fucked. Tone totally changes. But he's still actually saying it's not a rug pull. And I'm like, dude,
I don't know if it was a rug. Okay, if it's from the Melania team, it's super ruggy. That was bullshit. Volatility. AI agents have become my new NFTs. Yes, dude. When I say I'm bullish on art, and I tweeted this yesterday, I'm really bullish on art. Guys, we had a $3 million art sale last week. Right? If we can get secondary markets cooking, by the way, huge opportunity for market makers to come in and start artificially making something happen in the art markets. Not saying that's good, but I'm saying, man, that I think art is primed to boom. $3 million sale last week. X copy's still going and autoglyphs. And like, man, if secondary comes back in any way, it's like people just want something of quality, or at least if they're stuck holding a bag, it's something that's awesome. There's something really interesting in art that's just bubbling up here. And the same again with Ordinals too. I think pure collectibles benefit from everything happening here. I know you don't see it in prices yet, obviously. But there's going to be a point where Bitcoin makes its run towards deep into the six figures. And it starts becoming clear that we're getting to, 7-figure Bitcoin. And at some point, the collectibles on Bitcoin, it's like, oh my God. Like these treasures that are on this, inscribed on this like super valuable assets. Like, my God, like Ordinals that Ordinals thing is going to be something. And then AI. I know AI is down, and I know now it causes some people to throttle back predictions or maybe write it off, but I'm sorry, man. AI is going to be exactly what we thought it would be. AI is the NFTs of this cycle. AI is going to be this huge speculative bubble, and it's going to get to that $100 billion market cap across it, maybe even more. Maybe even more. By the way, Murad is being proven to be correct, just in general. Like to believe in something, find strong communities, yes. But AI is going to do excellent. Excellent. Music. Bull actually did a memory of the banning weekend when I chatted. So the Bull's gotten a bit of a buff behind the scenes, and the Swarm is actually, man, the Bull got a big buff. If you've not tried his alpha, the Bull is getting really like AI XPT level stuff, like token insights and details. If you ask him for details about a token and have him compare it, he got a big old buff. I think you're going to like it. I think you guys are going to be impressed. Well, by the way, what I'm talking about, if you're new tuning in here, just heads up, if you're new, I stream 7 days a week, every morning. We've been doing this for a year and a half, every morning. I'm not wrapping yet. I got some more. We got to talk Cato, but subscribe on SlamX Official, catch up on all the past episodes. If you miss a live stream, catch it there. SlamAI_XYZ, the Slam ecosystem, guys. AI agent launchpad, Slam chain, putting data on chain to feed all these agents. Look at story protocol and how big that stuff can be and why it's so important. And our flagship AI agent is coming really soon. Guys, I think it's this week now. I said it last week. I think it's this week, and I think it's next week at the very latest. We've got some really awesome big partners, and there's coordination that happens with there. Our flagship agent, the Swarm_AI, follow him, and you can farm his token right now on our Telegram. Follow us at CryptoSlam.io as well. I just want to drop you the Telegram, guys, so you can, if you want, farm bull tokens, and then you get the Swarm airdrop. It might be a little complicated, but it works. And yeah, I could just say that. It works, and you might like it. You might like it. Eduardo, why do you keep shilling that or spamming that? I don't know. Whatever with Pi. I hope it cooks. I hope it cooks. Cato. Guys, fucking Cato took their snapshot. They took their snapshot yesterday. Dude, the price predictions for Cato for their yaps looking pretty spicy. I hope you guys got. I do. I hope people are tweeting. I am so full of regrets that I didn't tweet more. Because last week I got a little baby IP token stimmy, right, from Story Protocol. It's like $360, $370 for doing nothing, just like my tweets. You see, I don't tweet a lot. But I got a little stimmy from them. And Cato over the weekend announced that their ticker officially, actually it was Friday, officially their ticker is called Cato. It's dropping on base, and it sounds like 33% of the supply is going to yaps and their NFTs, by the way. This is interesting. By the way, so people are checking out their GitHub. It's a decentralized data platform. It rewards miners and validators for providing data. Miners earn rewards by searching, maintaining indices, generating text. I don't care about that. That's too complicated. The price predictions are spicy. There is a lot of speculation that yaps. Again, I don't tweet much. I had one good weekend of tweets. I had one really, really good weekend of tweets, and I got like 20, 30 yaps from that. Dude, DeYank, good to see you, man. Eduardo, dude, I hope it is. I hope it is. I'm excited for Pi. Hang on, let me reread what you said. There's an IOU from Coinbase pricing about $77. OTC happening on Onus. Ooh. I would not bet. There's no way it'll be $77, Eduardo. No way. There's too much. No way. I would guess it'll be in the... I'm just assuming... I got to look at supply. I would assume it'd be in the pennies, but also I don't know supply. So I don't know. If it's the difference of $2 and $77, you need to plan on the $2 side. You know what I mean? But I'll take a look at that when I can. Predictions for yaps. People predicting $50 a yap and $75 a yap and $100 a yap, and I've seen $200 a yap, and there's a lot of people saying there's no chance. But I think there's a mistake people are making, which is saying one yap equals one Cato token, and I don't think that's how it works. I think it could be one yap equals 500 Cato tokens, or one yap equals 25 Cato. We don't know. We don't know what that exchange or conversion is going to look like. But it could be that one yap is worth $50. And so, guys, if you got a few yaps here, if you guys got a few yaps, you might get a nice little stimmy. Hey, on X new post, Jack Dorsey is Satoshi. You got a link, music? There's always been rumors of that. That'd be cool. That rumor always bubbles up, but I'd be cool if Jack Dorsey were Satoshi. I think that'd be cool. Yeah, why is that happening right now? Why is that rumor bubbling up right now again? Let's see. Volatility. In the beginning, Peep could get yaps. Then it changed and only KOLs with a lot of but maybe volatility. Do you I don't have that big of an account. I'm not a KOL, and I get yaps. So I don't know how they determine who gets it or not. But I don't know. I don't know if maybe I'm past the threshold. I definitely don't consider myself or my account like KOL level. But also I don't know. In the beginning, Peep could get yaps, then it changed and only KOLs. Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, I don't know what their criteria is for getting on there. But you got them in the beginning. You know, it's only like 2 weeks ago that I started getting it. Yeah, no, I'm still getting them. Yeah, like I got one yesterday, and it's just, you know, light tweeting. Like I get them, like, so yesterday I got one. In the past 48 hours, just that one. In the past week, 7. Past 30 days, probably all of them. Yeah, almost all of them. In the past 30 days is where I got a majority of them. So it's probably mostly in the past like 3 weeks, because it was just, you know, just a few weeks back, a couple tweets. Oh, Hayden's on the Portnoy. All right. Yeah, dude, my browser's like fucked today. If anybody's got delays and weird stuff, like my browser's being funny today. Let me get back to Dave here. Anyway, keep your eye on Cato. Again, a base. I think it's a base token. They're probably going to get Coinbase listed, I would guess. Cato's legit. Cato's like the real deal, so we definitely got to keep an eye on that. It could be a play on, like, it could be a play. I'll just say it that way. Yeah, let's check this out. Fucking Hayden on Dave. This guy's in so much trouble. Not Dave.
Points, there's different aspects of it. Like if I was doing one with Barstool, I would try to like come up with partnerships.
He's still got big ass shoulders. I thought it was just the stupid shirt, but
Dave's got a cunt face. That is not.
If this guy took his shirt off, he'd probably look like his shoulders are like football pads. You know what I mean? That's a different build.
Yeah, but so the coin is dropping, right? Why didn't you infuse the capital that you have back into the coin? If you control that money, like who's being like, no, you can't, because that would have sent it right back up.
So yeah, I'm happy to talk about it. So a couple things. One, people weren't watching in real time, but you can see all the sniping wallets, right? You can see the guys that are in. And there was 3 massive ones. One at the top had $55 or $7 million, and he hadn't sold one, which would have tanked it either way, right? Like then you're fucked. Because if he sells that at the top, which is what normally these big snipers do, you're fucked. It's not like $4.5 billion market cap means $4.5 billion. It's not what that means. If you nuke, I don't know what the exact math is, but if he were to nuke that whole wallet at the top, it would have gone down to about where it did. There was 3 stages that were planned. One was the first Milei tweet. Second was the second Milei tweet, which was I was told was supposed to be a video. Milei did not say this directly to me, but his team, the people representing him did. And then there was supposed to be a third wave of a bunch of extremely influential people. I'm not going to name all of them because I don't think that's super helpful, that we're going to rip it. And the plan was, okay, take exactly what I told you. Take some of the liquidity off. Maybe I think like I was directing probably slightly too aggressively because I was very nervous about that big sniper, which again, if everybody goes and looks back at the timeline, you can see somebody has like, it's 12.7 or 1.7, I can't remember the amount, but million tokens. And at the top, it was like 55 to 60 million cash that they could have sold. And that was nobody associated. I don't even know who it was.
Okay, continue, because I still, so is you're saying even if you put the money back in and that guy sold, you'd lose your money?
Then the project's toasted. Like think of it right now, right? So let's, before I talk about the before, right now, there's a bunch of money for the project and it's sitting at 350 million market cap with $75 million of liquidity, right? Now that, as I told you, that liquidity is moving on a bonding curve. So it's not like it's just locked. If people sell, it's going to go down. But it's a thick liquidity,
What's up, Trippy?
strong meme coin.
Morning,
I think it's still one of the biggest right now. The question is what to do with money that's not mine.
Overhead shoulder presses.
I'm never claiming it's my money. I'm not running off with the money. I have no desire to run off with the money.
Whose money is it? That's what I don't, I think that's the question.
I don't know. I mean, it's definitely not mine. It's Argentina's. I don't know what association you give with that. I mean, the point was like, you know, Milei's team, or who I thought was Milei's team. I mean, again, you're talking to
But
a
like
guy who's,
even at one point when we were talking, we were going back and forth, and we had a couple discussions about this during the course of like deciding to launch.
This guy gives me scammer vibes, to be honest.
And again, this is how I looked at it. And I actually said it to you. I'm like, I wasn't trying to make money with my coin short term. And I think it's like you were telling me, like, I wanted the thing audited. I wanted all the money in public wallets. I was going to tell people what wallets it was in, so people could, I was going to tell people exactly what I said. I'm going in and out, and I want it all tracked. So you've said to me, like, they kind of went back. Like, I thought I was going to be able to inject capital back in, and then it didn't happen.
well, yeah, two things happen if I'm super honest. One is there was a third party journalist in the room just for my own safety, because I thought something like this in a worst case scenario could happen, that documented the whole thing. So that'll be posted at some point, probably like later today or this week.
Weird.
But I was instructed, hey, don't inject any back in until Milei's second video.
This is weird.
So Milei's second video never comes. Then he deletes the tweet. Then he says he doesn't support the project. Which, by the way, I don't like. Again, just want to be super
Volatility,
clear.
yep.
I don't think Milei even fully knows what's going on. Like,
So
it's
that
not like-
part's confused, because even when we talked, I thought you had spent a shit ton of time with him.
I have spent a decent amount of time with him.
Ooh, walking that
but
back,
the
huh?
issue is he's still not a crypto guy. And like, honestly, look at how much time you've spent. You're still like, what? How the fuck does this even happen? Like, how does it work? It's complicated. It's not a one size fits all solution. I mean, I think Meteora and some of these guys have a huge problem on their hands because they can't figure out how to get these guys out that's who's making the most money.
The snipers you're talking.
The snipers are making, I mean, some of these dudes have put like
So
half a billion P&Ls together.
So how is like the sniper, just because so many people are aware, it's like, because when we talked about our launch, and this is giving more about what we
Remember,
talked to people to know, when I was talking about
he
Hayden at the
sniped
launch,
Melania,
I was like, you're
and he sniped this token. Remember that.
like, you're not going anywhere. So Hayden, before this all happened, was planning on sleeping over my house Friday night, Saturday night. I'm like, I'm going to be chained to you. Your face is going to be on there. And he was fine with it. He wasn't. I'm like, because I know if I did my coin, the only thing that could fuck me is the tech. So I'm like, you are going to be chained to me, because I will not risk. So how, and you said when we were talking
of time for how to
I was like, Saturday night,
guys out that's who's
I'm trying to get that P&L
problem on
comment.
their hands because they can't figure out how to get these guys out that's who's making the most
snipers
money.
you're talking.
The snipers are making, I mean, some of these dudes have put like
So
half
how,
a billion P&Ls together.
So how is like the sniper?
Because like I'm public enemy number one, even though I'm just custodying the money that should be for the government, or at least the country of Argentina. It has like literally nothing, like it doesn't even have to do with me. I was a facilitator. I mean, that's just like I'm an intermediary between parties. I'm not trying to claim that I have this money. I don't want it. I don't have any, like as I told CoffeeZilla, it's not like I don't want it.
Yeah, the cynic in that, and we had this discussion too, because when we laid out the plan, I was like, I need to know how you make money. Your answer to me during that was like, I think you could be a project that changes crypto, and I want to like help, because I said to you on past
Christ.
You talked
Yo,
about
thank you for
Kanye
the
at one
penguin.
point. Like, why would you ever like that? Makes me nervous. You'd even consider that. Like, he's a scumbag. Why would you get? But like, I need clean people.
Yep, Moonship.
And I need to understand how you make money. So in this Argentina,
The Meteora guys, I don't buy anything from the Jupe and Meteora teams. You were saying they had no idea. They definitely fucking knew, and they definitely are playing this from side wallets. There's no way they're not. There's no fucking way they're not.
like that, I've never understood. Because
There's no chance that they're not.
made your money.
Like I've made some money. I'm like, it's not like I'm just like super mega rich dude. Like I've made some money, but I'm 28. I have objectives that are like way past 28. Like I don't need to make shitloads of money at this very moment. People can think I'm full of shit, but like with
That's the only
Argentina,
part that sounds, because even
but-
when I didn't know, when you sent me back my money, I was like, holy shit, this guy must have like billions, because he's just like, yeah, I'm sorry.
No,
I got you in this.
I'm just making sure. And again, like maybe I shouldn't have done that in hindsight, whatever. But I'm trying to like, I'm not a piece of shit.
No, I get it.
I'm trying to do and my point in the Argentina thing was just let me make that point. My point in the Argentina thing was like, this was an experiment. There were much bigger things happening in the background, like way bigger. What, like tokenizing a country? That's the money on that is A, completely life-changing, and B, way more revolutionary important than a motherfucking meme coin. This was an experiment that happened to go very wrong, that tons of people are pissed as fuck about. That, you know, you can say what you want, but people also bet the horse on it. Like,
Yeah,
and maybe I would have too, but I wouldn't have been pissed. I
Yeah.
wouldn't have been as pissed as everybody else is. That's for
Well,
sure.
here's the difference, though, I think,
Yeah.
on that, and I'm one of those people.
This guy's in big trouble.
There's
His
a
safety
difference
is
between horse racing, meme coins. Like, this blurred the line when you
Legit
have the
and risk.
president of what's the 22nd biggest country endorsing it. Like, what got me excited was like, he wants to put it back in small business. And so like if I do something, even with Barstool, like there's a level you got to play the right way with it.
music for wait, what? Music is saying, did you see FaZe Banks spit in his hands before he shook hands with Hudah? Why? Where dude, no, I didn't see that.
And it's about like helping. Then it's not, you don't feel like it's the horse race. You don't expect the president then 5 seconds later be like,
I'm
"Just
looking for
kidding,
that
I have
now."
Nothing to do with it.
Right. But I didn't either. It's not like I'm not. It's not like I'm.
But that's
sitting
why
with
people are
him.
madder. That's why people are like, what the, this is the president.
For sure. But I understand being super fucking pissed. But making me target enemy number one, like I would love his spokesperson, somebody to. There's apparently
Music, you
an
got a link
interview
to
that's
that?
coming out today. Let's see if it happens. But to at least explain, like, hey, this is what happened, because it's not like he left it up for 5 minutes. You can't claim it was like a hack or like somebody from my group or something hacked.
So that's the interview thread guy tried to say they were supposed to delete, but then he streamed it. I mean, I've seen the interview. I saw the interview. I don't know what you like. I didn't see the spit in his hands part, but the interview's out there for sure. Man, wild. All right, guys. Remember, I'll be live today at 2 p.m. Eastern time for the Swarm Report, hitting all the AI stuff. The big guest coming up this Thursday. I'll share that later today. Got some whitelists coming for their mint, too. It's an abstract mint AI. It's going to be big. It is a big one. I can't wait. Follow at SlamX Official over on YouTube, guys, so you can keep up with all the live shows. Again, 9 a.m. Eastern time and then 2 p.m. Eastern time. Follow SlamAI_XYZ. Go check out the link to SlamAI.xyz and check out the light paper and then the Swarm_AI. Flagship agent coming soon. Can't wait. And lastly, you can follow me at Hudah_idiot. Wild stuff. For real. Wild stuff. I'm sure we'll be chatting a lot more this week about all this stuff. More developments, Jesus Christ, crazy stuff. Everything's changing now. Anyway, hope you guys have a great day. We'll see you in a few hours. Oh boy, peace.